Here we are with Garey Williams, a multiple author for Hudson Music Digital. He's written 3 tremendous books, and this video we're going to cover the hi-hat foot book that he wrote. Welcome, Garey. Good to see you.
Thank you, Rob. Nice to see you.
So tell us a little bit about what motivated you to write the book.
Well, it's the fourth limb. Most drummers, when they're developing their basic social music skills, playing popular music, drum-driven stuff, rock beats essentially, they're three-way coordination, right hand on hi-hat, bass, and snare. And when they go to the ride cymbal, there's little attention paid to the left foot. And so in my years of development, certainly through jazz drumming, the 2 and 4 is essential. You really have to have the 2 and 4 backbeat on the hi-hat for swing music. It's also used in rock. But then I started listening to more advanced drummers. One drummer that really inspired me was Omar Hakim, with his drumming with the Weather Report, and especially when he started drumming with Sting. When Sting left the Police and started his career, he had all these great musicians that played with Miles Davis. So there were more kind of jazz fusion musicians. And so he would often snap 8th notes with the left foot on the hi-hat. And I remember spending a lot of time working that up because it was such a cool sound. And then Weckl comes on the scene and starts splashing quarter notes behind his solos. And so I really set out to try to develop what I considered to be the 5 important left foot timekeeping pulses, learning how to rock the foot. So you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, heel toe. And so the snaps on 2 and 4. We can have the snap on 1 and 3. Also learning how to play quarter notes, certainly 8th notes, as I mentioned earlier, and then finally off beats. So that was the motivation, is to really have students spend some time with the different kinds of bass drum rhythms. I developed this pattern of 15 different patterns, which I call rhythm mints. They're the key rhythms. It's very much like the grid system in drum corps based on 16th notes. So you're doing all possible rhythms against 1 and 3, 2 and 4, quarters, 8ths, and offbeats. So you do the same kind of 3-limb coordination with the right hand, left hand, and right foot, but you move this around to 5 different kinds of left foot timekeeping pulses. It sounds great, and it's a great way to expand your coordination if you want to get into more advanced drumming.
It's great. You know, I love playing, personally, I love playing shuffles, and I've been, the last couple of years, kind of experimenting with playing the shuffles on the upbeat or on a 16th note right before the downbeat. You know, it gives it a real cool shuffle feel. It really kind of gives it that locomotion, you know, and propulsion. So, you know, I found the things that you have in the book, you know, really, really interesting and really useful. I think it's a real key here is that this stuff is useful and can be, you know, really put into any kind of playing, whether it's like a, you know, blues shuffles or rock shuffles. Certainly the various hi-hat patterns, I think really add to the musicality of what the drummer's doing.
Totally. It's a great sound out front to hear something in stereo on the ride cymbal on one half of the kit, the left foot on the other. And, you know, Steve Gadd was one of my greatest influences when you just mentioned that. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And he would often play that hi-hat on the upbeat and just play quarter notes on the downbeat. I remember really trying to learn how to do that and eventually developing that. The book focuses more on duple and, you know, subdivisions and not getting into the triplet ones. That's for the next book that I plan on authoring called The Bass Drum Foot. There's this theme. This is Contemporary Drummer Essentials, Volume 1, the hi-hat foot. Volume 2 is another book, and Volume 3 will be the bass drum foot. But yeah, I agree. It's a beautiful color. It really adds something to the music that's kind of absent without the hi-hat. I mean, this was part of timekeeping prior to rock and roll. The 2 and 4 snare drum hits the drummers play to this day originated with the left foot snapping 2 and 4 in swing music, and then the snare was added, and of course in pop music, the snare is where it's at. But in jazz, it's still here. And in all kinds of music, like you said, this really opens you up to building musical coordination. I've been through the New Breed, and I've been through Rhythmic Illusions and many, many, many different kinds of method books. Some are very abstract with some musical content. The focus of mine was to focus on what you could use in a musical situation and not just be abstract alone. It's certainly raising the bar above what's probably required in most playing situations, but the idea is to get that headroom for mechanics so your coordination is at a level where you can not worry about it. You can just focus on listening and playing the music.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I think we'll end it here.
Okay.
Should definitely check out all three of your books. The Hi-Hat Foot book is real unique. I haven't seen anything else really quite like it that's available. So, you know, hats off for creating something like that. And, you know, we'll talk soon. Thanks, Garey.
You're welcome, Rob. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care.